This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back. It's still, I mean, we did this last year. For some reason, the older you get, the faster the year goes. And here we are, about halfway through the month of April already.
Yeah, and I'm not even writing 2016 yet, so I'm way behind.
Yeah.
And we've got such a busy year coming up. There's so many events this year, so many great events coming up to take the kids to so that they can find out about Kansas history. And one of the things that I love about sharing history and what we've got coming up with the Chisholm Trail, the Proclamation Day coming up in Abilene, that's so important is the Chisholm Trail and the cattle drives. That's so important to how we became such a big beef producer. So that's so important to the Kansas economy. So it's not just that something happened 150 years ago, oh, big deal. No, that created an industry in Kansas that, of course, as we at Ag AM know, is really important. So you get to see the evolution of those things, and how they came about. So Abilene, of course, is marking 150th of the Chisholm Trail, as are many other communities in Kansas throughout the year. And just so much fun.
In an earlier show, we had talked about Abilene. We talked about the song Abilene.
We did.
And I erroneously said, well, that's about Abilene, Texas. But I did the research after one of our viewers did say,
Roger
he's
Ringer.
wrong.
Roger Ringer.
And I admit I was wrong. And I should have known that because I was working at KSL in Salina when the movie Abilene was made about Abilene, Kansas, and the song Abilene, Abilene is about Abilene, Kansas. So there.
That's really sad that it took all of that for you to come full circle and figure it all out, Frank. With all that background.
It is amazing what you can find out on Google.
It is. Google that stuff. That's right.
Google, tell me about Abilene.
All righty, let's watch about Proclamation Day in Abilene. Abilene, Abilene.
Events marking the 150th anniversary of the Chisholm Trail have already begun, but there are dozens more in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas as communities along the way recall the trail's storied past. Abilene is marking the Governor's Proclamation Day on April 29th with ceremonies beginning at noon. Among all the whereases and therefores lies the heart of the celebration, declaring the historical relevance of the Chisholm Trail to the state of Kansas. Whereas more than 4 million Texas longhorn cattle came up the trail. Whereas the Chisholm Trail reached the communities of Caldwell, Wichita, Newton, North Newton, Durham, and Abilene, with branches to Ellsworth and beyond. Whereas, well, you get the picture. Whereas, we are going to celebrate big. Senator Randall Hardy will read the declaration, and then the Buckeye Saddle Club will carry the document in a saddlebag on horseback for the first leg of its journey to Texas. The rider will hand off to a fresh horse and rider about 20 miles down the trail, continuing through Newton, Wichita, Clearwater, Mayfield, and finally to the state boundary in Caldwell. The Oklahoma Proclamation riders will meet the final Kansas rider, Sam Wiley, and his mounted police escorts at the intersection of Main and First Streets. The proclamations from each state will be exchanged at noon on Saturday, May 6th during Caldwell's Chisholm Trail Festival. Proclamation Day in Abilene will feature our friends Ron Wilson and Jeff Davidson, and Ken Spurgeon will be on hand for a screening of Home on the Range. We are excited to turn the Great Plains Theater into the Western Stockyards again. This is just one of many Chisholm Trail related events, so check their website for the schedule and we will do our best to keep ahead of the cowboys.
Well, it's been a great day, folks. I'm Deb.
Oh, I'm Frank.
We'll see you somewhere
around Kansas if we're awake.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream. We're the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Watch